In day 7, we are going to learn the commands like text, dimension, multiline, leader, and table. As shown in the figure, text command is used to give the namings to each room. Just example, master bedroom, kitchen, bathroom, puja room, living room, bedroom, like this. Also, along with the text, we have mentioned the dimension, that is what is the size of each room, and also the plot size. This dimension we can give by using the dimension option in the AutoCAD. Text, dimension, and leader, table, all these will come under the annotation portion. Let's learn these things now. So in AutoCAD toolbar we have annotation panel. Annotation is nothing but to give the detailing to our drawing. We use this annotation portion. Under this annotation we can add the namings or text, and then we can show the dimension to the drawings by using dimension option, and we can give the own leader dimension by using the leader option, and we can give the opening and schedule by using the table command. So let's learn now the text command. To get the text command, go to the annotation panel and then click on the text. Here we have a single line text and multi-line text. So click on the single line text and click the first point and second point. So make sure your F8 is on to get the straight line, and then click it. So now I want to give the naming to the room. So you can give the room and enter and escape. So now if I want to give the naming to this room also, you can take and type the new text, or else for the same text you can copy it and place it. Press escape. So now if I want to edit the naming to this room, so how to double click and you can add, that is your living room, and come out from the running command by pressing escape. Now if you feel the text size is very large as compared to the room, then you can select that text and right click and go to the properties. So here we have the height of the text, that is one value. So if you want to decrease, you can make it 0.5 or how much you want, and then close it. So now no need to change the text height separately for this. I just want to apply the match property which is there in the property toolbar. Take the match property and then select this one and apply to this one, and come out from the command by pressing escape. So like this way you can apply the text command to your room. So now I am hitting delete. Even you can give a multi-line text also. Select on the multi-line text and select the portion like this by clicking first corner and second corner. Along with the room, I want to give the dimension also. Just say enter and you will have to give the dimension, that is 3 by 3, enter and escape. So do you want to save the changes? Yes. And now same thing, I have to decrease the height of the text. For that I right click and click on the property. So you go to the text height option and make it 0.5 or 0.4, whatever it may be. One more option to edit the text is you click on the annotation panel, expand it, and you click on the text style option. So here we have a different styles to change the text. So like you can make it regular, bold, and you can give the fixed height, that is 0.5, 0.6, whatever it may be depending on the requirement. Even you can change the width factor. So like this way you can change the style of the text and say apply, and then you have to click on the set current to make it as a current setting and close. So now before going to type it, you can do the same thing. Now you can go with the multi-line text or single line text, but personally I suggest you to go with the multi-line text so that we can give the naming and also the dimension at a time. Go with the multi-line text and then type it, and then this is my living room or bedroom, whatever it may be. Enter it. Along with the text you can give the measurement of the room, that is 3 by 3, and come out. So if you want to edit more, then you can double click and you select the text portion, and then you can change the color of the text and you can make it bold, underline, and you can change the alignment of the text by using this advanced modify option, and then hit unclose. Dimension. The drawing without dimension is no meaning. So So once you complete the drawing, so in order to read the drawing technically, we have to show the dimension like radius, linear, align dimension, arc length, angle, and etc. Let's learn these things now in the AutoCAD. In order to show the dimension, go to the annotation panel and get the linear dimension. In the dimension option, we have the options like linear, aligned, angular, arc length, etc. In order to measure the distance between the straight line or 2 points, you can click on the linear and then click the first point and second point and click it. So repeat the same process if you want. And then next option is align. Aligned option is used to show the dimension of the inclined line. Click the first point and second point and click it. Now the third one is to show the angle. If you want to check the angle between these lines, then you go to the angle, click the first line and second line, and you can move the mouse depending on the requirement on which side you want to show the dimension. The next one is arc length. So I have an arc here. So if I want to show the arc length, then you go to the arc length option, click the arc and move the mouse to the outside or inside and click it. Same way, if you want to show the radius of the circle, then you can go to the radius option, click on the circle boundary and move the mouse inside or outside depending on the requirement and then place it. Go to the diameter option, click on the circle boundary and then show the circle. Ordinate will help you to show the x and y coordinate points. Then you click on the ordinate and click on the specified point, click it and move it. This is the distance from the origin along the y-axis. Same, repeat it, click the point and place it. This is the distance from the origin along the x-axis. So the next option we have is jog. When we don't know the circle or arc, origin or center, in order to show that we use the jogged option. Go to the jog option, either you click the circle or arc, and then click the center point so that you can identify the center point of your arc or radius by using the jogged option. So now we have to click one more option where you want to place your jog location depending on the requirement. In order to get the detail dimension option, click on the annotate and then you will get the detail dimension option. Already we learned these things. Now the next option is quick dimension. In order to show the dimension quickly, we use this option. Select that and cover the whole geometry. Click on enter, move the mouse upward or downward and you will get the dimension quickly. Now I want to show the linear dimension to this geometry. So once you show, if you want to continue the dimension portion, again you go to the annotate and you click on the continue option to continue the dimension. But sometime if you want to show the dimension from the baseline, first we have to show the first step of the dimension. So for the next step, if I want to show the dimension from the baseline which is in the red color, then you go to the annotate and click on the baseline option, so that now you have to click on the next point to continue the dimension portion. So next we have is a center mark. To show the center mark, then we have the center mark, click on the center mark of the circle like this. So when we have two lines and if I want to draw the center line between these two lines, then go to the center line option, click the first line and second line, so you will get the center line. Once you are done with the dimension, if you want to modify the dimension parts like text, arrow size and then extension line, then we have to go to the dimension style manager. For that you click on the annotation panel and here we have a dimension style modifier. Or else we can go with the short key. I am just closing this. To get the short key, we have to type D enter. That is dimension style manager. So now the style is standard. I want to modify in this. You can click on the modify. So make sure which part of the dimension you want to modify. So here we have a lines, symbols, text, fit, primer units, etc. So you can go to the line option, and if you want to change the color of the line, so you can change it. So if you don't want, then you can make it as a by layer or by block depending on the requirement. Next, if I want to off the dimension line, then you can off it like this, but normally we show, so that's why I am making it on. Come to the extension line now. This is the extension line we call. So sometime according to the requirement, if you want to off, then you can off it. Go to the symbols and arrow. As the arrow is in this style, so if you want to change it into architectural, then you go to the first arrow and then you can switch into the other type. Next you come to the arrow size. If you want to change the arrow size, now the current size is 0.5, you can make it 0.8, 0.1 depending on the geometry which suits. Go to the text option. If that text option is not visible, then you go to the text and then you have to change the text height. So make sure which style you have and then you can change the text style. So as in the previous video we set the unit. If your drawing is in meter, then you have to keep the dimension unit also as decimal. If your drawing is in feet and inch, then your dimension is also in the architectural. So now I done with the meter, so that's why I am keeping this as a decimal. Come to the precision now. As the dimension is having 2.82, how much round up value you want according to the requirement, you can switch. Say OK. So in order to apply all the things, you have to click on the set current and then close it, so that you will get the modifications as shown in the drawing. As shown in the figure, in order to show the material detailing in the section, we use leader command. Leader is nothing but it creates a line that connects annotation to a feature. Let's learn this one now. To get the leader command, click on the annotation panel and click on the leader, or else you go with the short key, that is MLD, and then it is asking you specify leader arrowhead location. So in which location you want to show the detail, you just click. As this is a wall, so click it and move the mouse and again click to show the landing point, and then now I can say this is 0.23 meter brick masonry, like this. So even if you want to add the shortcut to your naming, then you can add it. But now if I want to modify this multi-leader, then you can go to the annotation panel and click on the multi-leader style, or else we have one more option, that is you go to the menu bar and click on the format option and click on the multi-leader style. So now the style is standard or annotative, so you can click on the modify option and click on the leader format. So if you want to increase the arrow size, the current value is 0.3. If you want to increase or decrease, you can decrease it depending on the requirement. And then you can click on the leader structure if you want to change the structure of the leader. Go to the content option to change the text height, and then now the current size of the text is 0.3. If I want to decrease, then I can make it 0.15. And if you want to increase or decrease the landing gap, you can. So OK and click on the set current and close it. So like this way you can modify the leader. Even for this leader, if you want to add one more leader, then you can go to the add layer option and then you can add the sub leaders depending on the requirement. Now if you want to remove that, you can go to the remove leader. It is asking me to select the first multi-leader and then specify leader to remove, that is this or this or this, you can remove. The next command we have is table. Table command is used to show the scheduled and opening live, door and window opening scheduled as shown in the figure. Let's start this thing in the AutoCAD. Once you complete the architectural plan as per the requirement, how much doors and windows you have, so depending on that we get to draw the table, that is how many rows and columns we want. To draw the table, you go to the annotation panel and click on the table option. So here we have the number of columns and then number of rows. As I already told you, depending on the requirement, you can increase or decrease the number of columns and then rows. You can change even the column width and row height and click on OK. So you will get the automatic table like this. In order to fill up this table, you have to double click on the particular row or column and then you just start to type like this. That is your scheduled of opening. So if you want to change the text style, then you can double click and select the text portion. As we already learned this, how to edit the text. You can go to the color option, make it bold, or you can go to the alignment and change the alignment and finish it. So like this way, you just start to do the opening of schedule. Multiline is a command where you can draw 2 or more lines at a time, just like a polyline. By using multiline, you can draw the road layout maps, or else you can draw the center line diagram. Let's learn this command. In order to get the multiline command, you can go to the menu bar and click on the draw. So you will have a multiline option. Or else you go with the shortcut that is ML, enter. So by default you have a 2 lines. It is asking us to click the first point. As like a line and polyline command, you can start doing work. Click the first point, you are getting 2 lines. So make sure your effort is on to get it straight and then give the distance, that is 3 or 4 depending on the requirement. Just move the cursor and give the distance, move the cursor and give the distance and then finish it like this. And come out from the command, right click and say enter. Now we don't know the distance between these 2 lines. To check that, again I am typing ML, enter. So here we have a scale option. Just go to the scale option. We have the scale that is 1. In order to decrease or increase the scale, you can change the scale option, that is 0.23. Now before going to draw, you have to confirm your justification, that is your location of the multiline. In the justification we have top, 0, bottom. So if you know outer to outer distance, you have to click top. If you know center to center, then you have to click 0. If you know inner to inner distance, then you have to click bottom. So depending on the requirement, you can switch the options. And now I am clicking it again and I am start doing the work. You can say that is 3 meter, 3 meter, 3 meter and 3, enter. And come out from the command by pressing enter. Just like a polyline, it is a number of lines connected. So if you want to modify or if you want to trim this, you can use this explode command to break out. As you can see here, we have a single lane road. The width is 3.75. If I consider the center line as 0, then your top line become 1.875 and the bottom line will be minus 1.875. In order to do the same thing, we are going to use the command that is multiline. By default, we have a 2 line. So as per the requirement, we have to draw the 3 line. In order to customize it, we are going to use the command that is MLST, that is multiline style editor. So we have to create the new pattern. For that, you can click on the new option and give the name and click on the continue. So here we have a 3 layers already. If you want to delete, then you can delete it. And then I am going to add the new layers. In the offset option, you can give the distance, that is 0, and then add it. And the top line distance is 1.875, add it. Bottom line offset is minus 1.875, add it. So once you add the required layer, if you want to delete the unwanted layers, then you can select that layer and then delete it. So here we have 3 layers. According to the requirement, if I want to change the color of the middle layer, then you can go to the color option and then change it. And Also we have to change the color of the top line, change it. Bottom line, go to the color option and change it. So along with the color, if you want to change the line pattern, then you go to the line type option and then select on the center pattern and OK. So once you set, along with this we have advanced options like line at the start and end, outer arc at the start and end, inner arc at the start and end. If you want, then you can click on these options also. We have one more option, that is fill color. So if you want to fill the color between these two lines, then you can go and then fill the color also. Hit an OK, and if you want to make it as a set current, then you can click on the set current and OK. Now I have to draw the same one which I set it as a current. For that, ML enter and then draw the road pattern according to the requirement. I repeat the same thing by using multi-line and then draw it. So if I am going to trim the intersection of the road, then if I use the trim, then I can't trim the intersection portion only. For that we have to use a new command, that is ML edit, and then here we have a different styles. You can go with the required shape and click on the first multi-line and second multi-line and enter. So like this way you can practice the multi-line options. So in the next video we are going to learn the next commands. Thank you.